Two things happened to me this week that have given me pause. First, I got pink eye. Second, my glasses broke. My right eye was bugging me, stinging, itching. My wife said to me, "You should really get that checked out. It could be pink eye." Me, knowingly, it's not pink eye. Pink eye is like lice, something 5-year-olds get when they're hanging around with a bunch of kids and they have no personal hygiene skills. Liska to me the next day. "You should really get your eye checked out. Could be pink eye." The doctor at the walk-in clinic receiving the diagnosis, "It's pink eye." He prescribed antibiotic drops, and I'm feeling much better, and it's no longer contagious. You'll be happy to know. The glasses were much more straightforward. When I needed a new prescription a year ago, I tried to save money and went to a budget shop. This week, I took the glasses off to do the strenuous task of lying them on the desk, and they broke in my hand. So today I've got on my old pair pre-bifocals, which means I can see up close but not far off. My theological interpretation of the confluence of pink eye, ignoring my wife's advice, and the glasses breakdown is as follows. God wants me to see things differently. The people of God were feeling like God had left the building and was not coming back anytime soon. They were in exile, fallen from glory, and God's promise felt like 1,000,000 miles away. The prophet invites them to look back over their shoulder to the metaphorical quarry from which they were dug, to the actual father and mother of the people, Abraham and Sarah, and then a word of promise. For the Lord will comfort Zion, he will comfort all her waste places. Another translation renders it, the Lord has pity on her ruins. Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, well, that's not a lot to work with? I'm not talking about after a partner or friend or the internet's sweet distraction talk you down. I'm talking in the moment, gut level, just you and God moments, of which looking at yourself honestly in the mirror is as recurring a spiritual practice as there ever was. One of the great occupational hazards of being human is that we often don't see things clearly. Ourselves, God. Oh, it's probably not pink eye. What do you know? Your glasses are broken and you're viewing life through a prescription that expired 5 years ago. And we also imagine other people, other places in this fuzzy round the edges, social media filtered perfection, and we think it's better over there. My friends, even paradise is on fire. British Columbia, Hawaii, the places people go to get away and to forget, even here we are called to remember. And into our reality, the Lord speaks. The coastlands wait for me, and for my arm they hope. Lift up your eyes and look. For the heavens will vanish like smoke, the earth will wear out like a garment, but my salvation will be forever. As if to say, you think you're seeing things clearly, but you're not. That so-called paradise an ocean away, it's on fire. That relationship that looks pristine from the outside, it's on fire too. The person that seems like they've got it all together, dumpster fire. The thing about God, God is working in the fire too. And come hell or high water, God can work his will in both. Some of us this morning are looking over the shoulder of our life and all we can see is smoke. Others are struggling to see ahead for the haze and our eyes are burning. But just because we cannot see it does not mean God is absent. It just means we cannot perceive it. Our sight is not the most important thing. Our clarity of perspective, our cleverness is not the most important thing. Trusting God is the most important thing, even and maybe especially when we cannot see straight. Learning to follow Jesus Christ does not grant you supernatural vision. I wish it did. Yet sometimes it's enough to open up a little fault line of humility, enough to say, despite yourself, I don't know why my eyes aren't working. Could you help me? I'm not seeing clearly. This summer, I took my family to my folks' house in Northern California where I grew up. It had been 5 years since we'd been there. We decided to take the kids to see the old-growth redwoods along the coast. These trees stand more than 300 feet tall and live more than 2,000 years. I learned that the first 100 years of a redwood tree's life is height. It grows as tall as it's going to grow. Thereafter, its growth is in width and strength and breadth. I learned that redwoods grow in circles called groves, and to stand in the middle of one is to stand in creation's cathedral. And I learned that redwoods reproduce in two ways. The first is through their roots. The second is through fire. The blaze comes through and burns up the duff and the tree litter and the Coke can that somebody threw away, and in the clarity of the aftermath of that fire, its seeds take root. One of the names for God is consuming fire. Could it not be that God is trying to plant something deep within you whose impact will last for generations to come? I close with the words of Rainer Maria Rilke. Why do you not think of him as the coming one, imminent from all eternity, the future one, the final fruit of a tree whose leaves we are? What keeps you from projecting his birth into times that are in process of becoming and living your life like a painful and beautiful day in the history of a great gestation? For do you not see how everything that happens keeps on being a beginning? And could it not be his beginning, since beginning is in itself always so beautiful?